Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with the winnersandwhiners.com coming to you from the John Michael Studio deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Deep-3. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to check out our websites, winnersandwhiners.com, statsalt.com. Deep dives into every sporting event going on in America every single daggone day. How do they do it? Well, we got a lot of cappers, and the cappers are good writers. It's a hell of a thing to see, and those guys have my utmost respect because they crank out high quality material every single day. So make sure you stop by and check that out, won't you please? And of course, don't forget to leave me your picks and thoughts in the comment section. Tell us what you're playing. Tell us what you're on. Tell us if you're tailing. Tell us if you're fading. But yeah, most importantly, tell us what you've brewed up there in your Mr. Coffee instant bet maker, if you will, and tell us what kind of good picks you've got to share with the class for today. And if you get them right, of course, we will give you mad props over in the mad props section when we do our shout outs at the end of the video. So, with all that being said, let's get right to it, shall we? That's pretty cool. We went 3-2 today, not awful. We went 2-1 on the Deep-3 and 1-1 over on the premium side compared to the last couple of days. I'll take that. We hit Denver, and we hit the University of Central Florida, and had a shot at that Green Bay game with about 6 minutes left or so. They were tied up, down a point, and just had to keep it close. But it got in that horrible 5-6 range, and then it turned into a free throw shooting contest, and they ended up bumping it up and over the number there. So we went 2-1. Over on the premium side, we had the Villanova and the UConn under, and that came in quite easily. It did very well for us. And then we had Michigan -4 against Michigan State. I loved it. That was, you asked me my favorite pick of the day, that was probably it. I thought Michigan was undervalued in that spot. Michigan State was wounded on the road, and Michigan, playing at home, just giving away 4. I thought that was a good play, and Michigan just really never got off the bench, man. They kind of just jacked around. Michigan State put a little spurt on them there about 3/4 of the way through the second half, and Michigan had no answer, and that's your Bob's your uncle. It's all over. So 1-1 on the preemie side. So here we go. Moving on to bigger and hopefully better things. Taking a look tonight in college basketball as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish take on the Florida State Seminoles. Florida State's 12.5-point favorite. You know what? You guys know me here. I'm a big fan of points, and I'm a big fan of dogs. And I'm not sure I'm buying the Noles in this spot. I'm not sure that they're the high-quality team that everybody seems to think they are. However, there was one stat in this game that I was just unable to overcome that made me switch my alliance to the Florida State Seminoles. The Irish, they are a dreadful shooting team. They shoot just 39.9% from the field. That is good for 336th in the nation. And they're going up against a Florida State team that plays very solid defense. That's certainly the conference for it. They're 42nd in the country in an opponent field goal percentage, allowing their opponents to shoot just 41.1% from the field. That, to me, is a bad matchup. I don't think Notre Dame can stick with them just shooting 40% or so. I think Florida State ultimately gets up and over this number of -12.5. In the NBA, looking at Portland and Cleveland, looking at the total there of 222. Found kind of a fun stat for the Cavaliers in the Cavalier games this season. The over, is 19-1 when both teams put up at least 105 points. All right, well, scary part is that's only happened 20 times. However, what we're looking at now is we want to see how likely it is to happen tonight. The Blazers, I think they can take care of business on their end with 105. Since they hosted the Cavs on January the 19th and won 129-112, they've played 13 games. Portland has eclipsed that 105 mark in 12 of those 13 contests. And it's not like they've just been barely going over. In those 13 games, they have averaged 119 points per game over that stretch. Cleveland struggled for much of the time after that initial meeting. However, they've kind of been turning it on lately. They've hit 105 in 5 of their last 6 games. And most importantly, they've done it 4 straight times on this homestand, averaging 114 points per game over that stretch. And most importantly, they just put up 112 in their last game against a Memphis team. While they are a little bit depleted after the trade deadline, still is number 2 in the NBA in scoring defense. I like the over 222 in the Portland-Cleveland game right here. And lastly, looking at the LA Lakers visiting the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis is throwing 5 to the Grizzlies, and I still back the Lakers in this one. I know that the Grizz are last in the league in scoring, and they put up just 100.3 points per game in their last 12 home games. In that stretch, the highest that they put up was 108. I don't think even if they were to put up that match that as 100, putting up 108 against the Lakers, I don't think that's enough to take care of business against LeBron and the crew. As I mentioned before, this is a really different Memphis team than the one who was second best in the NBA in scoring defense. In fact, since February 1st, they've given up 8 points more per game than they did before the trade deadline there. So, in addition, to add insult to injury, or maybe to injury to insult, both Anderson and Jackson are going to miss this one again. Give me the LA Lakers, even though they're on the road, even though they're the favorite. I'll back them here against the Memphis Grizzlies. Give me LA -5. Give me Cleveland, Portland over 222, and give me the Florida State Seminoles -12.5. At the end of the night, guys, we can pick up our beers, grab our tickets, and we can just head back to the window. All right, let's excuse me, let's take a look at shout-outs for today. Lost my straw. All right. Okie dokie. Chuck P. Had the over 150 in Wake Forest versus North Carolina State. Nice call there, Chuck. Kyle Z. He had UCF -6. That was a fine play as well. Eric T. He had Arsenal. He had the Spartans +7.5. And he had UCF -3. Got him teased up there a little bit. Didn't even need it. Nice job, buddy. Joan S. said, "Let's go Deep-3." Or actually, she said Deep-3. And we went a little bit, Joan. We didn't go 180 miles an hour right down the straightaway, but we did manage to get her up to about 100 miles an hour and take those turns as we went 2-1. So we'll take that. Cactus Capper, old CC, he went the under 157.5 in the Green Bay game. He had Woodland over Amasiyama and Koepka over Fowler. I'm assuming that's MMA stuff. So nice job. I know a lot of guys cap that. I'm kind of a casual fan. I like to watch it. I'm not an MMA capper by any stretch, but it is something they do over at Winners and Winers and Stat Salt. So if you guys ever want to take a look, I know Winners and Winers for sure. I'm not sure we have it at Stat Salt, so no, I might be speaking out of turn, but definitely check it out at Winners and Winers. I know they do that because I edit the pieces. So yeah, there you go. Kent P had UCF. Nice job. Borno had UCF as well. The Legion of Vicks, he had Cincy -2.5 at the half. That was working. The Desert Gambler had UCF. The Astute Aardvark had Arizona -4.5. Another game that I kind of took a look at there. Miguel from NOLA, he also had Arizona -6. Cody L had UCF -4.5. With Cincinnati -4 on the parlay, and he had UCF -2. Cincinnati, the teaser at UCF -5.5, and he also, this is the part I didn't understand. He said he had GS2, and I couldn't find any GSs. Cody, you got to help me out, brother. You got to tell me what that was. There's no Golden States. There's no Georgia Southerns. There's no George Seagulls. You got to tell me what GS is, and most importantly, tell me if you hit it. Phil had Arsenal. Very nice. Volante. Very nice. I don't remember Volante from before. He had the Toronto Raptors under 219 points. Welcome, Volante, and nice call on the Raptors. Guys, you know what? I tell you guys all the time how this is different, this comment section, and like the community. And I know it sounds like, it's kind of like a goofy ass thing to say, but I really do mean it. And I got a great example in the comment section today, where one of the guys called another one of the guys. Both of them are pretty good regulars. Called him a whiny little bitch, and which made me laugh because that's what my wife has been calling me for the last week as I try to figure out, how to fucking win basketball games again. But anyway. So he called him a whiny little bitch, and then a bunch of guys were like, came to the defense, and the guy's like, don't call him a whiny little bitch, that's uncool. And here's the part where it makes you guys different than any other site that I've ever seen on the internet. The guy actually came back on and said, you know what, dude, I had a horrible beat, I felt bad, and I took it out on you, and I didn't mean to, I apologize, my bad. And that, to me, you just don't see it in the internet comment section, that kind of coolness and that kind of camaraderie, because we're betters, man, and we throw money, real money, at these picks, and a lot of times they do not go well. In fact, if you're great, 4 times out of 10 they suck. So there's going to be a lot of cussing, a lot of gnashing of teeth, and a lot of times, you're going to be a whiny little bitch. Yours truly leading the whiny little bitch parade. So you guys are very cool. I appreciate y'all being who you are, and keep it up. I hope we just keep building the community and get more great cappers and commenters like you guys. All right, so that being said, let's do it. Let's have a great day. Let's go. Let's go 3-0 today. All right, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, take care.